Hey everyone, welcome back to Ragtag Stacking. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about an article that I came across talking about the 4 factors that drive silver demand. But before I do that, I just want to talk a little bit about the display I have going on here. I'm just trying out a different camera like framing. This is more of kind of like an overhead view, and I do like the way that it looks, and holding a coin up to the camera as well. The light setup isn't really reflecting too heavily off of it if I hold it at the right angle. Unfortunately, that angle is showing some of the milk spots that are on one of my favorite reverse proof maples. But yeah, if I kind of hold it on the angle, there's a bit of a reflection. But yes, I'm going to continue to tinker around with some of the framing and the lighting. But just let me know in the comments what you think, if you like the way that this one looked, or if you more prefer the style that I've been using prior to this, where it's a little bit more of an angle and not so much straight over top. So yeah, I thought I would do this video here because it's a good thing to see, especially for those of you that are new to stacking, just how big the silver market is, and the different things that drive the demand for it. And all the silver that's mined and allocated for bars and coins is definitely not the biggest player in the silver game. You know what I mean? Industrial takes up the biggest chunk of that, and it'll get into that and show that in the article here. So I think the best thing for me to do right now is to just jump onto the computer and get into this article, which gets into the meat of the topic of what drives silver demand. Okay, so this is the article here. It's on, investingnews.com, and it says the 4 factors that drive silver demand. And it says silver is known as the most versatile precious metal, and silver demand is driven by end uses ranging from silverware to medicine. So I'm just going to go down here. I will leave a link in the article if you do want to go through the entire article, but I'm just going to skim down here a little bit into the 4 ways here. It says, moving forward, increased demand is expected to come from the solar energy sector, since the precious metal is a great conductor of both heat and electricity, making it perfect for use in solar panels. With all that in mind, here's a look at the 4 factors driving silver demand that silver investors should consider when they look at the market, according to the Silver Institute. Going down here is number 1 is the industrial fabrication, and it says demand in 2020 was 486 million ounces in total. And silver is the best electrical and thermal conductor of all metals, and so it is used in industrial fabrication, including electrical applications such as conductors, switches, contacts, and fuses. Then it goes through some examples here of how it's used in the industry and stuff like that, but it goes down to the 3 of the big ones here. Solar panels is the first one they have here. The use of silver in the fabrication of photovoltaic cells, more commonly known as solar panels or solar cells for solar power, is seen as an area of rapid growth in the short to mid-term. It is expected that the U.S. will have more than 100 gigawatts, I'm guessing, of solar power installed by 2021. So yeah, the U.S. is in with the solar powers. I think it's a good thing for the world to get in with the solar powers panels, and I think that a lot of the world's energy can be created just from the Sahara Desert. You know what I mean? China has been really big in developing a lot of things in Africa, and if they want to get a bunch of solar panels and start just building a bunch of solar arrays in like the Sahara Desert in Africa, there's just space. There's unlimited space in the Sahara. It's right along the equator, so you're going to be getting plenty of sun. And just start building solar panel array after solar panel array, and you know what I mean, that can give Africa all of the energy it needs, and then they can sell the energy out to wherever, Europe or Asia, anything that they don't need. And I mean, it becomes a good economy, and it starts to build up Africa, you know what I mean? So that's where I think solar panels is going. So I do think that that's going to be a big thing driving silver. And going down here to the second one, it says the automotive industry. Every electrical action in a modern car is activated with silver-coated contacts. Basic functions such as starting the engine, opening power windows, adjusting power seats, and closing a power trunk are all activated using silver membrane switches. And then the third thing down here says brazing and soldering. Adding silver to the process of soldering or brazing helps produce smooth, leak-tight and corrosion-resistant joints when combining metal parts. In addition, silver brazing alloys are used widely in everything from air conditioning and refrigeration to electric power distribution. Then going down here to number 2, it says number 2 is jewelry, and the demand for all of 2020 was 148.6 million ounces. It says jewelry is often what most people think about when they consider silver demand, and for good reason. When it comes to jewelry, few materials are more suited for it than silver. Lustrous but resilient, the metal responds well to sculpting, requires minimal care, and lasts for a lifetime. So yeah, it makes sense with the jewelry there, that you're going to be wanting something that's a little bit more, durable and things like that with the necklace or bracelet or whatever it is that you're getting with the jewelry. I'm not a big jewelry guy, so I'm not really into the jewelry, like I'm saying. But yeah, that's not my scene, so I don't really care too much about the silver as far as jewelry goes. But it's definitely something that drives demand for it in the overall picture. And down here, there's something obvious that I am very interested in, is the bullion coins and silver bars, which the demand in 2020 was at 200.5 million ounces. It says minted silver coins were first used in the Eastern Mediterranean region in 550 BCE, and by 269 BCE, the Roman Empire had adopted silver as part of its standard coinage. Silver was the main circulating currency until the 19th century, when it was regularly phased out of regular coinage. Then it says, even so, silver is still used in some circulated coins, especially the American, the American Silver Eagle coin, Australian, Canadian, Mexican, and Australian bullion coins for investors. Whereas the silver consumption in terms of coins and bars increased from 185 to that 200.5 million ounces in 2020. So yeah, obviously that's the big one that I am involved in. I like picking up the coins and bars, and you can see it does have a pretty big demand there. It is that little bit more than jewelry. I believe jewelry was 148.6 million, and the bullion coins is at 200.5. Then going down here, a distant fourth down here is silverware. And it's like sterling silver has been the standard for silver hollowware and silver flatware since the 14th century. Silver cutlery and other decor lasts for generations as it resists tarnish, and it is traditionally as a traditional decoration in homes around the world. Base metal copper is mixed in with silver to strengthen it for the use as cutlery, bowls, and decorative items. So yes, a lot of the stuff they said there is in sterling silver, and sterling silver is 92.5% silver, pure silver. So obviously they need to fill that with a little bit more, and that's where the copper comes in. And also copper adds a little bit more to the durability, and you know what I mean? So I'm not one that has picked up any, sterling silver, serving dishes or sterling silver spoons. I have seen some on some of the stacking channels. Obviously they're just talking of different forms of silver. They're not saying it's a good viable stacking option. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't be going out and running and picking up, silverware to stack. But if it was something, you come across at a garage sale and they're like, oh yeah, you can pick up the whole set for $5. I'll pick it up for $5. But yeah, I'm not looking to actively buy any silverware. But if some stuff for free or whatever just lands in my lap, I'm not going to push it away, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was the end of the article there. I just wanted to go through those 4 factors because I thought it was pretty interesting, especially because it's something that, I pay attention to all the time. And as a stacker, I'm sure you do too. Yeah, I'm always looking at the silver spot price. And and if you're like me and you're always looking at the silver spot price and watching it move, I hope you enjoyed this article because it kind of goes through some of the factors that cause that spot price that we're constantly looking at to move. So there you go. That was the article there, and like I said, as you could see, industrial was obviously driving the biggest amount there. It has the biggest cut of that, biggest slice of that pie chart that you usually see. Industrial is definitely what drives silver the most, as far as the biggest chunk that's mined for and allocated for is industrial. So that's definitely a big chunk that moves demand. And like I said when I was talking about the article, I don't really care. It's not that I don't care about the silverware, which is like a lot of the sterling, or the jewelry. Obviously, I know that does. I understand that that's part of the silver and all the demand that goes into it. It's just not something that I'm looking to buy, and it's not something that I regularly pay attention to. So it's always good when I come across an article like this, just as that little bit of a reminder that, oh yeah, even though I'm not paying attention to this at all, and I'm not really worried about the silverware and the jewelry part of it, it is something that takes up a huge part of silver and is definitely something that drives demand, even if it's not at the same volume as industry or even the bullion sector here. It's definitely got at least a little bit of percentage there where it can move the needle just a little bit. That's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you enjoyed the video. I know most of you probably know some of this, but some of the new stackers might not be too aware of just how much silver is used and where it is used and in what industries. And if you're a veteran stacker, just I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. But anyways, yeah, like I said, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back for the next one. Thank you.